Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan confirmed getting married. Internet in meltdown. It started with a rumor, quiet, unassuming, and dismissed by most as another fan-made fantasy. But when Xiao Zhan stepped out of the quiet corridor of a private hospital last night and whispered one word, yes, the world turned upside down. The media barely had time to react before Wang Yibo emerged behind him, visibly shaken, eyes glassy but hands firmly intertwined with Xiao Zhan's. Within minutes, every major social media platform crashed under the weight of the news. After years of rumors, tension, breakdowns, and tear-filled reconciliations, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have confirmed they're getting married. The revelation stunned the world, but not their most loyal fans who've seen every hidden glance, every cryptic post, and every near-miss moment that brought them here. A love that survived the storm. They say love isn't about perfect timing, it's about surviving the worst storms. And for Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, the journey to this announcement was anything but smooth. 2 years ago, the two had reportedly cut ties after a public falling out that left both visibly broken. Fans watched in real time as Xiao Zhan disappeared from the spotlight, while Wang Yibo was rushed to the hospital after what insiders now confirm was a stress-induced collapse. Their worlds shattered, and so did millions of hearts. What followed was silence. For nearly 6 months, neither spoke publicly about each other. Every interview skirted around the topic. Every post was dissected for hidden meanings. But behind the scenes, sources say the two never stopped communicating. A private rehabilitation center in Kyoto allegedly became their place of quiet healing, where Xiao Zhan would visit in the dead of night, away from cameras and chaos. The chapel, the confession, and the collapse. In a moment now seen as foreshadowing, fans remember the viral video of Xiao Zhan caught praying in a small hospital chapel last year after Wang Yibo's second medical emergency. In that tearful moment, he whispered, "If he wakes up, I'll never walk away again." He kept that promise. 3 weeks later, Wang Yibo was seen leaving the same hospital, Xiao Zhan's hoodie wrapped around his shoulders. No press conference. No statement. Just silence and a single glance exchanged between them that screamed everything they hadn't said for 2 years. The private engagement. According to an insider from their management team, the actual engagement took place months ago in a mountainside villa in Qinghai, where the two had secretly vacationed under assumed names. It was quiet. Intimate. No rings. Just a handwritten note from Yibo tucked inside a book of poems he'd gifted Xiao Zhan years earlier. The note read, "Let the world break. Just don't let go of my hand again." He didn't. Xiao Zhan said yes. Why now? Industry insiders say the couple had planned to keep the engagement secret until after the release of their new drama project, but a media leak forced their hand. A close friend of the couple allegedly tipped off a gossip blogger after overhearing a farewell dinner toast last week where Xiao Zhan toasted to the last goodbye before forever. Still, no one expected the confirmation to come the way it did. At the private hospital where Wang Yibo was recently admitted for what doctors described as exhaustion and anxiety-induced fainting, Xiao Zhan sat by his bedside for 36 hours without sleeping. When reporters gathered outside the hospital, he stepped out not with a scripted statement, but a quiet nod. When a fan asked if the rumors were true, Xiao Zhan replied simply, "Here's my future. That's all I'll say." Fan reactions, chaos, tears, and a historic crash. Within moments, #Wang Xiao marriage confirmed was trending in over 47 countries. Douyin, Weibo, and even TikTok servers temporarily froze from the influx of traffic. Some cried. Some screamed. Others posted 20-minute vlogs dissecting every moment of their relationship, from the behind-the-scenes footage of The Untamed, to the infamous silent red carpet, where Xiao Zhan whispered something in Yibo's ear and Yibo turned away with glassy eyes. Fan art flooded the platforms. Old interviews were reposted with captions like "We were blind and they never stopped loving each other." But perhaps the most moving tribute came from a small fan account that simply wrote, "We watched them break. We watched them fall. But most of all, we watched them choose each other again. Love isn't always loud, it's just real. Family, friends, and silent approvals." While the public reeled, those closest to the couple quietly celebrated. Xiao Zhan's close friend and stylist posted a now-deleted story of a bouquet of white orchids with the caption, "You finally came home." Wang Yibo's mother, long known for her strict views, posted a rare message on her private account. "He found peace. That's enough for me." Their co-stars. Shu Kai reportedly cried on set when he found out, while Tan Songyun sent a simple message that read, "Don't lose it again. You both deserve this." Even Zhao Wei, who had once called Wang Yibo a coward in a heated interview, reposted the announcement with the caption, "Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is what courage looks like." What happens next? Neither Xiao Zhan nor Wang Yibo have given a timeline for the wedding, and their teams are working to protect their privacy as planning begins. What's clear, however, is that this time it's different. This isn't a public stunt. It's not a marketing ploy. It's two souls who have been torn apart and pieced themselves back together, thread by thread. There's no ceremony yet. No rings displayed. But those closest to them say it's already happening. "It's not about the event," a close manager reportedly said. "It's about them walking through life, side by side." Final words from Xiao Zhan. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Xiao Zhan reportedly left a message scribbled on the hospital notepad as he sat beside Yibo's bed, thinking no one would see it. A nurse snapped a blurry image of the page before it was discarded. "I spent years hiding this part of me, years choosing silence. But I'd choose him in every lifetime. This one, we're going to live it, out loud." And with that, the love story the world thought would never bloom again, is finally getting its forever. "We were never apart," Xiao Zhan's tears shake media room after engagement reveal. As flashing lights surrounded the hospital's rear entrance, security guards struggled to contain the growing crowd of press and fans. The moment Xiao Zhan walked out, all noise seemed to vanish. Cameras froze. Reporters held their breath. It wasn't just the announcement, it was his face. Red-rimmed eyes. A shaking lower lip. His hands. Still clutching Wang Yibo's black hoodie, the same one seen in leaked fan photos from the ICU last year. A reporter dared to ask, "Is it true? Are you really getting married to Wang Yibo?" For a moment, Xiao Zhan said nothing. Then, in a voice so low it barely registered on the audio recordings, he answered. He asked. I said yes. But the truth is, my heart said yes, a long time ago. The words sent a shiver down the collective spine of the nation. Back inside the room, A whispered promise. Just minutes before Xiao Zhan stepped into that hallway, the hospital room itself was a sacred space, curtains drawn, machines softly humming, and a vase of freshly delivered white camellias on the nightstand. Xiao Zhan had placed them there himself, one by one, as Yibo lay sleeping beside him. You remember, he whispered, brushing a loose strand of hair from Yibo's forehead. Camellias, from our first shoot together. You said they were delicate, like trust. He paused. Then leaned in close, his voice trembling. I trust you now. I always did, even when I couldn't show it. A soft rustle from the bed Yibo stirred. Zhanji, the voice cracked, barely audible. Xiao Zhan froze. You're awake. His voice cracked in return. Yibo nodded slowly, his eyes fluttering open. Did I miss it? Did you say yes? Tears welled instantly. I said yes, Xiao Zhan choked. 1,000 times, I said yes. Yibo reached for his hand. Their fingers intertwined under the blanket. I'm not letting go this time, Yibo whispered. I don't care who hates it, who fights it. I only care about us. Outside the room, chaos unleashed. As the couple shared that intimate moment inside, chaos brewed just meters away. An anonymous insider had leaked the hospital location, and in under an hour, every reporter in Beijing was circling the premises. Fans stood with signs reading, We knew it, our kings belong to each other, and most notably, the Untamed never ended. One fan, dressed head to toe in their iconic Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji colors, collapsed into sobs when the couple's confirmation hit the newsfeeds. I waited 5 years for this moment, she said, and it's more beautiful than anything I ever imagined. But not all the reactions were joyful. Security guards scrambled as anti-fans tried to breach the East Wing, demanding a press statement and accusing the pair of orchestrating a calculated stunt. The hospital had to lock 2 floors and call in local authorities. Behind closed doors, the manager's meltdown. Inside the VIP lounge, their longtime manager was pacing, phone pressed to his ear, shouting at someone on the other end. "I told you this would explode. We weren't ready. They weren't ready." But then he turned to Xiao Zhan, who had just returned to the room. "Are you sure about this?" he asked, eyes searching. Xiao Zhan didn't hesitate. "I've been sure since the day I lost him. I'm not losing him again." Behind him, Yibo's voice called out weakly, "You're not." Their manager threw up his hands. "Then we go public. Fully. But this won't be easy." The note that changed everything. An hour later, as Wang Yibo rested and Xiao Zhan scrolled through the tidal wave of online reactions, his phone buzzed with a notification. It was a private DM from an unknown fan account. It was a photo. A screenshot of an old video. The chapel. Someone had captured the moment Xiao Zhan collapsed to his knees, crying alone after Yibo's last hospitalization. "I don't need him to remember everything," Xiao Zhan had sobbed then, "just remember I was always here." The fan had captioned it. "You never left. That's why he came back." Xiao Zhan clutched the phone to his chest and whispered, "Maybe, just maybe, the world is finally ready for us." Celebrity reactions, industry torn in half. Within hours of the announcement, top stars began responding online. Tan Songyun posted a tearful emoji and the message, "Don't break each other ever again. We believe in this." Shu Kai, now filming overseas, posted a black and white photo of the trio during a 2019 award show with the caption, "I saw it. I always did." But one response caught everyone off guard. Zhao Wei, infamous for calling Wang Yibo a coward in a past interview, reposted the announcement on her private WeChat Moments, writing, "It takes real strength to return to the person who broke you, and let them love you better this time." The post went viral in under 15 minutes. Behind the smiles, new fears emerge. But with the public outpouring of love came new worries, security concerns, brand deals potentially being dropped, and rumors of internal disputes within their teams. Certain sponsors are not happy, a producer close to their joint endorsement projects told reporters. But Wang Yibo made it clear if it comes down to Xiao Zhan or a contract, he'll choose love. It was risky. But it was real. And fans knew it. A moment that stopped time. That night, as the moon rose high over Beijing, fans gathered outside the hospital holding candles and singing softly. Suddenly, a window on the 4th floor lit up. 2 silhouettes appeared behind the curtains, one taller, one slimmer. The taller one raised his hand and formed a heart. The slimmer one pressed his hand against the glass. And in that moment, the street went silent. Not a scream. Not a cry. Just awe. Because sometimes, even the loudest love begins with silence.